Well, peeps, welcome to another episode of Talent from the Six. Today, we have a Juno-nominated star with us, Storry, and I'm very interested to hear her story. Why don't you tell them a bit about yourself?
Thanks so much for having me. Well, I'm a multidisciplinary artist. My name is Storry with 2 R's, and yeah, I do primarily. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've been singing since I could sing my ABCs, and I'm also a visual artist, and I have done a clay animation. I've done a bit of directing. Yeah, so I do a lot of art stuff.
So you're just all-around creative, just dabble in a little bunch of things.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what were some of your influences growing up?
Well, I grew up singing like Celine Dion and Whitney Houston, and those were like my idols, you know, like the divas, Mariah Carey and Brandy and all that stuff. So I got to learn from the best. And after that, I kind of got into like Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, and then I joined a gospel choir, and then after that I studied opera in university, and then I went to Jamaica and I did some reggae music, and then I was, I've just done like all kinds of music, so my influences really kind of come from all different genres.
Okay, right on. I feel that helps a lot of artists when they have more than like one type of influence. When they're able to take from different genres, they're able to take it all and put it into something new and beautiful. And I find
because it's more unique, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. Music, that's the uniqueness in music, is what keeps it interesting for everyone, because it's always something new. Someone's going to have different influences and put it together a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get your career actually started?
I went through kind of a crazy time in my life. Nothing has ever been really straightforward for me, and so I guess I would say that my life has been pretty extraordinary because of it. And so, as I said, like I grew up and I went to university, and I started studying opera, but I wanted to continue doing my pop career, and so I met a producer, and I was working with him, and I fell in love, and then it turned out that he was really a horrible person, and he put me in a strip club and basically pimped me out and took all my money for many years. And then when we separated, he was a very abusive person, and when we separated, he took all the music and all the hard drives that we had created. So I almost left music, actually, and I went to India. I was going to study yoga and become a yoga instructor and open up a vegan restaurant with my aunt when I came back from India. I was there for 3 months, and I was couch surfing, staying in different people's homes, and it was really an amazing trip. And I was just kind of like asking the universe what it needed of me the most. So I would go in, and like, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person, so I would like pray in all the different like mosques or temples or churches or whatever that I would find along my way, and just ask universe, like, please just guide me in the way that you need me most. And there were a lot of omens that were kind of telling me that I needed to go back into doing music, and that I had a story, pun intended, to tell, and that it could really help people. So I did that. I came back to Canada because I was going to stay in India indefinitely. And I started rewriting all the songs, new songs, but yeah, rewriting my catalog. And I collected about 100 songs. I was looking for producers and people that would, maybe help fund the project. I tried to apply for grants, and because I didn't have anything out, I wasn't able to get the help that I felt I needed. So I decided that I was going to do everything myself. So Chapter 3, The Come Up, was my debut album that I released on February 20th of this year, 2020. And And yeah, I produced that, and I wrote it all with my buddy Tom. He's been my best friend since high school, and it was just him and and I funded the whole project. And I started, even that's how I kind of got into directing, was I didn't have the money or the means to get people to do music videos for me, so I decided to do them on my own. And I did a clay animation that ended up getting nominated in a bunch of film festivals and winning a few awards. So yeah, and then I also got a Juno nom the same year. And then I went, I was literally about to fly to the Junos. I was like, had my bags packed, I had my dresses all ready for the red carpet. I was gonna perform at Juno Fest, and the world shut down, and I was pretty depressed. So I decided that, you know, my therapy being music, I would write another album. And so I did that, and I released a second album in 2020 on my birthday, September 5th, called Interlude 19. And that's where I'm at right now. Actually, right now I'm in the UK. So I moved out here 2 months ago, and just trying to feel my way out here.
Yeah. That is a very, thank you for sharing your story. I find some of the most talented artists do have tragic parts in their past, but then that pain, I feel, for a lot of people helps them create beautiful things. Do you feel that like what you went through helped you, like, motivate you to create beautiful things?
Yes, but I would like to think that people can make beautiful art without going through tragedy.
No,
You know,
I agree with that too.
I think that there is this kind of like need for art when we're in our darkest hours, and so it can be a form of like purging in a way, because we're kind of just like expelling all of your emotion, and it's a great way to release that. But I also think that my most productive times are when I feel good about myself and I love myself and I'm confident in myself, because when I don't have that, I spend a lot of time doubting myself. And so I think we need to instill more like better mental health for artists, and not think that we all need to go through these tragedies or like be drug addicts or be high all the time to make beautiful art. Because like I make all my art sober, so you know.
Absolutely. I absolutely 100% agree with that.
But yes, you can feel the pain in my music. That is true.
Because that's like when I was listening to some of it, that's kind of, I felt that. So it's just like I relate to that a lot myself, because some of us have a tragic past, some of us don't. But I do like, what you're saying is correct, because there is music that's just like from a happy place, and you just like, you love that happiness too. So you do need the balance. There's both of them needed in the world. What would you say was like your biggest struggle when you're coming back this time? When you like, you're starting everything over, was there like anything that stood in your way? That really stood out?
There's a ton of things that stood in my way.
Is there anything that's
still standing in my way?
For anyone new and upcoming who are trying to make it, for anyone new and upcoming trying to make it as well, is there any advice you can give them, things to look out for?
Well, I would just say that, you know, enjoy the process, because you don't know where you're going to be, and if you're even going to enjoy where you end up. I think a lot of people want fame, and they think they want fame, but that's not really what they want, because there's sides to that industry that are really not nice. Chapter 3, The Come Up, is actually, the album is about a woman trying to leave the sex industry and get into the music industry, only to realize that both are equally misogynistic and problematic. And I've asked myself several times why I would want to be in such an exploitative industry, having left already an exploitative industry, you know? So for me to draw the parallel between those two industries is a hard thing to do, because it's like, I love music and I want to do music, but, you know, do we all really want to be in that industry? And so what we really need to do, and what I encourage everyone to do, is to make art for art. You know, make beautiful art. Speak your truth, because you don't know who your truth is impacting. It doesn't need to impact millions and millions of people. It can impact thousands of people, and that is still changing the world. And then as far as the industry itself, I would caution women, especially young women, to do things with at least another person or a group of people that you feel safe around, that you trust. Because if you are alone, which I was very often, people will try to exploit you. So, yeah, and never sign anything without a lawyer.
Yeah, that's great advice right there. Never sign anything without a lawyer. But no, overall, yeah, that is great to take for any young talent to take in. They are very similar. I've actually interviewed people from both industries in the past, and there are a lot of similarities that I've found. I personally feel people should like do what you're doing, create art for the sake of creating, create something beautiful that you want to share with the world. And you don't need a million people to see it. Just put it online. There's so many ways to be seen online now. It's not like how it used to be. Social media is out there. You don't necessarily need a label to be famous anymore if that's what you want. But I feel once you get like an audience loving what you're doing and feeling your energy, and it's just like it validates you. Because I feel all of us that are creative, when we start anything, we find like a lot of people around us aren't on the same energy as us. So it's not until you start touching people with what you do you just like finally feel that validation. But I just feel just like the industry, I've worked with a lot of girls who just like, some of them were scared and had attitudes, and it's just like, look, I'm not like that. I'm not that type of guy. I'm just trying to do a video. Let's do the video. Some of them just like came on and they just like expected me to want favors, and just like, I was like, no. I felt horrible that they had to act like that. I was like, why do you think that? No, that should not be normal. And I've questioned that always. Like, I'm a feminist. I didn't realize this until I did a panel of girls and I spoke my opinion. I feel the industry kind of needs more people out there like that, you know?
Yeah, we need all men to be feminists for things to truly change. So good on you.
What is your opinion on that, like overall? I'm obviously you seem like you are a feminist as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's just a lot of inequality, and that feminism needs to exist until there is equality, right? I think it's very difficult though, because I think that patriarchy is built into, you know, the very fabric of the making of our world. And so it's kind of like trying to polish a turd, or like trying to change something into something, like you're trying to like make it a little bit better, but really it just needs to really be dismantled and rebuilt.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but and I don't think that it's gonna like disappear in my lifetime, but we are definitely making steps forward, and I think that's important. So, and we need as many people on board as possible.
No, I 100% agree. It's like, it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I'm seeing in these newer generation, I'm a Gen Xer, but I'm seeing like in the other generations, like millennials and Gen Ys, they're more communal. Like they'll look out for each other, and when someone like comes out or they choose to do something, they're more accepting of them. As opposed to my generation, I had a lot of friends where people turned their backs on them because they chose to be a certain way or they chose to be themselves, which I've always been appalled at, and I've looked at the world for a long time as this is not right. But I see hope because the world is slowly starting to turn to what it should be.
Yeah, I think so. I think the newer generation has more information. They're more open-minded. They're more, like you said, more communal, which I think is great. I think there is some other like potentially social issues that are happening because of all the, you know, online and forced kind of online life that we're having to live. But I think you're right. In general, they're more informed and open-minded. So let's have faith.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just like, I notice with my nieces, seeing the way they think and they react, just like it gives me hope for the future initially. And I just like when I'm seeing more coming out and being more in the open, and people don't have to hide who they are anymore. It's beautiful, and it's like you're finally starting to see these older generations who, at one time, would be like, "I hate these people." Now embracing it, be like, "Okay, that's my grandson. I love him. I'm not gonna like whatever." Or that's my granddaughter. I'm always gonna love her. I'm just like, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside seeing that happen more in the world as much as it has been.
For sure. For sure, I agree.
One question I like to ask every woman who comes on my show: why do nice guys finish last?
I don't think that they do.
No?
I think it's a false statement.
All right. You're actually the first person to say that, but
I'm the first person to say that?
yeah, I've heard a few different answers. Like, I had a whole panel, and it's just like, they kind of declared that nice guys are betas, and that's why they finish last.
Nice guys are what?
Are like beta males instead of alpha
Right.
males.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think it's really just how we're perceiving winning, right? Like, if winning means that you end up with a person who really sees you and cherishes you, and I assume we're talking more relationship
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if that means that you're waiting till later because you're kind of like going past the stage of when people are just kind of like sleeping with whoever and it's all ego and whatever.
Yeah.
But and then you find the person who really does cherish you. I don't think so. Like, I see a lot of really beautiful, nice, and harmonious couples that weren't like, that are getting married and all that stuff earlier than their counterparts.
Yeah.
If sleeping around is your, goal, then maybe, but then are you a nice guy?
That is very true. That is very true. Because there is guys who try to be players and like, I'm a nice guy. Why do I not have luck? I was like, how are you a nice guy? You're not taking any of these guys, these girls seriously. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, this is another hot question. I got this from another channel. Where is the best place to get a beef patty in Toronto?
I don't know. I'm vegan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know you recently left Toronto, but where is the best vegan restaurant in Toronto, and what vegan dishes do you recommend?
Do I have to say Toronto, or can it be like suburbs?
It could be suburbs.
Okay. I'm going to be like super biased now because my aunt has a restaurant in Mississauga that's vegan,
Fair enough.
and it's called Nourish Moi, and it's on Lakeshore. So everyone should go there because it's amazing, and she genuinely actually is making delicious food. Like, that's why I was going to open up a restaurant with her. That's the Onda that I was talking about, because she is phenomenal, and she makes everything from scratch, and it's just delicious. So
What do you recommend? What's the best thing on her menu?
I love the Village Bowl, which is like a chickpea shawarma.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's dope.
Okay, I might have to try. I love shawarma. And it's like when things go back to normal and I can actually start going to places, I want to get back to doing food reviews. So I'll definitely add them to my list.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my mother's Lebanese, so
Yeah.
that my aunt is Lebanese, so that's why a lot of her stuff is kind of has some of that Mediterranean feel. Although it does span a lot of different cuisines.
Okay. So like a fusion type of place.
Yeah.
It brings a few things together. Those are the best. Especially when it's vegan. I feel there's not enough options. Like I'm a big fan of professional wrestling. I was watching a wrestler I was a fan of, Austin Aries. He's vegan. And he was talking about it was hard to find good vegan restaurants when his career started. But now there's like so many of them around. It's like,
yeah, for sure. I've been vegan for 13 years, so yeah. it was definitely harder 13 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about the same time frame you're saying.
Mm.
So, you made a move to the UK. How's life been there?
I haven't gotten to see really anything
No?
because we've been in lockdown forever. So
Oh, wow.
I haven't really done much, to be fair.
So how strict is it down there on their lockdown? Is it different than Toronto?
It's worrisome
Yeah.
in the sense that, like, it's not as strict and there's way more people here. So I think that's why the numbers have gone up so much, and I think that's what they're trying to adjust now with these extra lockdowns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard there's a new
Variant.
yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Were you looking to come back, or are you planning to stay there for an extended period of time?
I'll probably be here till the summer.
Yeah?
And then I'll come back to Toronto for the summertime.
Right on.
Hopefully there'll be like shows and stuff.
When the lockdown started, you mentioned that you just started creating right away. You started on a new album. How long was that turnaround time? From when it started until you said, I'm just going to start creating again. Was it instantaneously, or did it take a little while?
I conceptualized the new record probably within a 2-week period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were not one of those people who just became a COVID alkie?
A COVID what?
A COVID alkie.
What does that mean?
You just started like day drinking or drinking every day.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean. No.
No? Do you drink or smoke or anything?
I don't.
No?
No.
So just complete straight edge.
Yeah.
Right on. Going back to, you're talking about the struggles with that. When did you notice the turnaround in Toronto to make it more vegan friendly?
I don't know. I think it happened gradually, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, but I mean, I prefer making my own food because I actually really love my cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not, trying to boast or anything, but yeah, so I don't eat out that often. So by the time all those restaurants came about, I was already like, oh, I can chef that better than them anyway, so.
Right on. What is your best dish that you make?
That's really a tough one. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, can it be anything? Can it be like a dessert?
Yeah, anything.
Because I make this amazing gluten-free vegan and like not sugar-free, but like no refined sugar.
Okay.
Chocolate cake that is, you would never guess that it's all those things.
Yeah. Right on. Now, are you one of those vegans that if you're with someone else and they order meat, would you like lecture them or get mad with them, or?
No, I'm, like, obviously I hope that more people will eat at least less animal products because I think it's better for the environment and for the animals and for their health. So I encourage people to just eat less meat if they, can't stop or don't want to stop eating meat. I don't think that it's realistic for me to be like, well, you do this. Like, it's your body, it's your life. Everybody has to make their own choices, so I don't get upset. But I think I've always had a pretty good influence on other people just by giving them information.
Yeah, right on. That's cool. Okay, so what's one random thing that no one knows about you but you wish more people knew about you?
I don't know.
Nothing pops in mind?
I love elephants.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you seen that new Mowgli movie on Netflix?
No.
It's really cool. Me and my little brother watched it last night. It's actually a pretty awesome movie.
Really?
Like, they changed the Jungle Book story, but it's pretty awesome. And like the animals actually look real in it.
I love the Jungle Book, so.
It was like
I'll
so.
have to check it out.
It's really, really well done. What is your favorite movie?
These are very hard questions.
Okay, top three. Top three. Top three.
Pardon?
Top three.
Top 3. Oh my god. Okay, I probably would say when I was a kid, my favorite, like, I would say probably it was Aladdin. Like, my favorite cartoon movie was Aladdin. And maybe because I'm Arabic, I don't know.
Have you seen the live action one?
Pardon?
Have you seen the live action one?
I think I saw like a part of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think I saw the whole thing.
No?
And then when I was, I think I also really loved The Green Mile.
Yeah?
You know, I don't remember everything about that movie, but I remember loving it so much. And I had my parents buy me the movie, and I would watch it over and over again. Like, I loved it so much.
Yeah, that was a classic.
And I don't know, there's just so many that I like. It's kind of eluding me, but I would say I really loved the movie WALL-E. I love animation movies.
Oh yeah, WALL-E was. I did not expect to like that. I watched that with one of my nieces, but oh man, that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
If you could be in any movie, now you just said you like animation. Other than an animation movie, what kind of movie would you want to be in, and what kind of role would you want? What would be your dream role?
Dream role. Probably an assassin.
Yeah? Right on. What kind of assassin? Special services, a ninja, or like a samurai?
I would probably want to be like a secret agent type, and I would want to be like doing it for good reason. You know what I mean? Like killing all the bad people.
So a good assassin, not a bad one.
Yeah.
Right on. There are some out there, actually. The government, I've heard, use them sometimes.
Is there such a thing? I don't know.
It might be. If you could collab with anyone in music right now, who would it be? Or if 3 people, or 3 groups, or whatever.
Okay. Well, I would say hands down Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
He's probably like my favorite artist right now. Do they have to be alive?
No, it could be to anyone.
Okay. Then I would probably say Whitney Houston.
Fair enough.
And who else? No, my all-time favorite when I was growing up was Lauryn Hill, so
Yep.
I'd probably say Lauryn Hill.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in your music career, how many were you doing live shows already before everything happened?
Yeah, I had just gotten off a tour actually.
Yep.
So like I had done a big show on the 20th for my album launch in Toronto, and then I did another show in Montreal, and then I stripped down the show and we went across the northeastern states. So we did 8 shows in 9 days. Boston, New York, New Jersey, Washington DC, Indianapolis, Chicago for a couple nights, and then Detroit, and then back to Canada. We did a show at Soho House, and then we were supposed to fly to the Junos, and a bunch of stuff got canceled, like, you know, Juno Fest and the Toronto Jazz Festival and Canada Music Week and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one of the things I miss the most is like live shows, all these events, just going to places. I just miss it. Like, I don't care about going to the mall or going to the movies. Just let me go to a concert and pay $20 for a beer again. It's like all I want right now.
Those are my favorite times, were being on stage.
What was the biggest show that you did? Or the
That's
biggest
probably, pardon?
or the biggest show or biggest event you've been a part of?
I don't know what the biggest event I was a part of. There's probably ones that are bigger than the one that I'm going to mention, but I would say that the biggest show that I ever put on for myself, and like I promoted it myself, I didn't have any like promoters or anything, was my show in Toronto for my album launch.
Now, doing all the work by yourself, was that I'm sure that was a process, just figuring everything out. Did you have anyone helping you out, or is it just you going and just researching everything on your own?
It was mostly me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff on my own. I've had a few people who have like consulted with me, and you know, my best friend Tom that I told you I wrote and produced the record with and stuff. But yeah, I would say that first album was pretty much me.
It's all you.
You know, I have a short list of people who I'm very grateful for, but it was a very tough record to put out. The second one was a lot easier, for sure.
Yeah, I feel once you go through the process once, the second time you kind of know what you're doing. And it's like, okay, yeah, this worked. Okay, maybe I might try this.
Yeah, and you know who your allies are, and yeah.
That's the other thing I want to ask you is like, as you're coming up, did you deal with people close to you? You would find like, obviously you dealt with it very early in your career, but it's just like this time around, or any time, this family just like not supporting you at all, just dragging you through the mud, or just like people who you thought were friends trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah, for sure. I would say my family's been pretty supportive. Like, I don't think that they are my ideal customers in the sense of, like, they don't love my music, and, like, some of them do, but, like, it's not their genre or it's not their thing, but they would always, like, come and support my shows and be there, and so I'm very thankful for having family like that, and, but, yeah, I've had a lot of things like that happen, and I just prefer not to really think about it or talk about it too much, because I think it's important to just focus on the people that have supported me. You know, that's where your mind goes, your energy flows, right? So let's focus on the people who showed us love.
Absolutely. Is there any... You know, I totally understand. So where can everyone find you on social media, Storry?
It's super easy. Like, literally, if you put in Storry with 2 R's, so STORRY music, you will find me on all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Storry music with 2 R's. I also have a Patreon page that's patreon.com/Storry music with 2 R's. My YouTube channel is not Storry Music, but if you put in Storry with 2 R's, you'll find me. Spotify, Apple, all the streaming platforms, Storry with 2 R's, and my website where you can sign up to my email list. That's probably the best way to stay up to date, because with the socials and their algorithms, sometimes they don't show people posts where and when they need to be seen. So I would say to sign up there on my website at storymusic.com.
All right, peeps, all the links to all those will be down in the descriptions down below. Is there anything you want to say to any of your fans watching this, or any potential fans watching this?
No, I mean, just thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the music, and make sure to support your local artists, because we need it, you know. Beyonce does not need your tweets as much as we do, so share it, and like, if you love it, share it, you know.
Support your local artists, peeps. It's the only way we can help our city grow. Now we're going to go to the outro video with the next guest, a preview of the next guest, but before we go, Storry, I have a outro that I get every guest to stay with me. I say stay good, and then we both say keep it blitz. I'm going to say stay good, peeps, and then we say keep it blitz together.
Keep it blitz?
Blitz. You know, like
blitz.
Yeah. Like
okay,
NFL
and we
blitz.
say keep it blitz together.
Yeah.
I got you.
Ready?
Okay.
Stay good, peeps, and keep it Blitz.
Oh, but you're doing it that slow? Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta tell me that.
Sorry. Well, let's try it again. Stay good, peeps, and keep it blitz. Well, peeps, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Talent from the Six with the very lovely and talented Storry with 2 R's. You could check out all her social medias, as I said, down below. Check out everything that she's doing. She has 2 albums out for you guys to check out. I started this series to highlight other talent from Toronto because I've been noticing social media hasn't been the easiest thing to get noticed on for a lot of people. And there's a lot of great talent from my city. I'm starting to get noticed, so I figured I'd highlight all of them. Another great talent that we have coming out in episode 2 in a week or two is a good buddy, Axel Red, of the Nonly Noms YouTube channel and Axel the Guinea Twitch stream. 2 very awesome channels, and you guys should totally go and check them out. Stay tuned for that episode. We talk about a lot of things, from his system history, how his history in being a creative and creating film from when he was younger, to his love of Mario. Stay tuned, peeps, and be sure to follow me on everything TBX420 Club. Starting off the channel you're watching this video on. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Whatever you feel I deserve. Go in the comments and be heard. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can make the changes to keep you guys happy. Notification bells, all that good stuff. Be sure to follow me on the official Instagram page, the official Twitter page, and the official TikTok, all TBX420 Club, one word. Be sure to check out the official merch store down below, TBX420 Club at Teesprings. The official channel memberships on YouTube. See that join button? Go hit it. You get some awesome exclusive stuff. Some of it's kind of embarrassing, like I was forced to eat cat food one time, but all of it is pretty damn awesome. Follow me on Snapchat, TBX420, and follow the official podcast, TBX420 Club, for the stuff that's too hot for YouTube. You want to game with me? TBX420 on PSN, TonyMon420 on Xbox Live. Stay good, peeps, and keep it blitz.